Hello. Just in case you were not able to hop on our Google Hangouts meet regarding Google Classroom. So, this is the topic we're talking about right now, Google Classroom. If you were not able to hop on that, I just wanted to kind of give a rundown of some of the different resources that are out there to support you, whether you are brand new to Google Classroom or you've been using it but want to see just how to make some changes to better support distance learning. Right off the bat, there are lots of places that are way more knowledgeable than I am because, full disclosure, Google Classroom was not around when I was still in the classroom as a classroom teacher. So, the instances that I have used Google Classrooms have been more in the demo variety, not in an everyday situation. So, you guys all probably have a lot more practical hands on experience with Google Classroom than I do. So, because of that, I want to link to a couple different places that have a lot of information. First of all, we want to give you resources, but we also want everyone to be resourceful. So, right off the bat in Google, you can look up the Google Learning Center or the G Suite Learning Center, whatever you remember, G Suite Learning Center. Um, and this is Google in general, but there is a ton that is in here. You can also learn by product. Google Classroom is not one of the specific products here, but because I'll show you where it is for Google Classroom, but this is for every other product. So Drive, Docs, and you can click on it. And for example, like with Google Docs, it has some basics, some cheat sheets, and then it goes through and actually kind of you can get leveled tips. So level 1, level 2, level 3 tips. So that's again the G Suite Learning Center, and there's not an actual link to it. I just Google it because it's within the Google support. So it's like this super long URL. The other option is this Google for Education Teacher Center, and that's where you can get very specific tips for classroom. You can Google it, or within this, if you looked on option 1 for Google Classroom, that's what I linked here, the Google Teacher Center, and it's linked right here, and it will take you to this website, which it talks through the basics, like how to get started with Google Classroom, including some videos that you can watch, as well as then tips and tricks, all from teachers around the world, specific to Google Classroom. So the grading tool, what's the difference between the stream and the classwork page? How do you copy all of the things from one course to another? How do you add materials and so on? Okay, so that is the best place to look. We also have some resident experts within Sanger Unified. So also within the PD in your PJs, option 2 is watching screencasts and Google tutorials specific from Michael Hamilton, who is currently a CSP at Wilson, was a 6th grade teacher at both WAMS and Centerville, and next year is going to the high school as an assistant principal. But this links to this Google Drive folder where he has shared a lot of information about. Oh, he also has put this in there. That's new. But some different things within Google Classroom. So these are some different screencasts and movies that he has made regarding Google Classroom, including starting it, what you can post to a Google Classroom, and then how to do that. Right? The other option that I'm actually going to go back and link on here is this amazing guy, Eric Kurtz, and you can just within YouTube look up his name, Eric Kurtz. He, I would say, is the fastest at making videos, tutorials regarding Google. You can click on playlists, and then he has specific playlists, and I learned from him when I'm looking at new features that Google has made. So Google Meet, Google Classroom, and then this is his website in general, Control Alt Achieve. But within Google Classroom,
Hey, this is Eric.
and I'm just going to pause it, but he has 9 videos all about specific things, like from, again, how to create a Google Classroom, how to add students, how to post to the stream, and so on. So I'm going to very quickly go over some of those different things, but if you want an entire video just about one of those features, that's where I would go. All right. Okay. So now, looking through all of that, I'm just going to go through a very quick feature of some of the different things within Google Classroom. First of all, there is There is a limit to how many Google Classrooms you can have, but I believe it's like 1,000. It's really, really astronomically high. So don't worry about that. But you can kind of just clear this up. So if there's something in here like I haven't used this in forever, I can archive it. It's not deleting it, it's just archiving it. All the files that are a part of it will remain within your Google Drive because every time you either create or join a Google Classroom, a file is already or a folder is automatically made within your Google Drive. So for example, if I were to click on this, it would actually open within Google Drive. My Google Drive has Classroom, and then it has the folder for any class that I have ever been a member of as a teacher or a student. So that is all in here. And I could even drill down. Now, again, most of mine are for demo purposes, but I could drill down into the thing, and then each folder is a different assignment. Okay. So again, within classes, these are ones that I am a teacher of. You can click the plus sign to join a class if you want to join as a student or create a class. When you click create a class, you just have to name it. You can add this information, but you don't have to. I'm going to cancel because I just made this one. You can select a theme, so you can search from these different ones. I'm just going to choose that one because I like it. And then you have this class code. Now, there's a couple different things about how to get students in here. If your students are at the age where they can log in and type in a code, then you can do that. You can just give them the class code. You can say, hey, go to Google Classroom. There is an app on your iPads. If they haven't already, they obviously would go to the app portal. And then when they are in there, they can click the plus sign and click join, and then they can type that code. This just makes it larger so that you can see it, but that would be like if you were displaying it on your smartboard or your projector. The other thing that you can do is go to people, and then under students, you can invite them in here and you can type in their names. So I'm just going to type in a couple of people's names. That is you can tell that it's a staff member because it has her first and last name as opposed to here is a student. So I could click there and I could keep going. I'm just going to choose some random. Actually, I'm just going to do ID numbers because I know for certain that there's going to be more ID numbers. You could do either. Now, I'm not going to click invite because I don't actually want these students to be invited to my class, but you would click invite. I'm going to hit cancel. Then what would happen is when they logged in, it would pop up with like, so-and-so, you've been invited to join Galt test, and they would just click join. So you can do either way. You can give them the class code and they enter it, or you can invite them using this feature. Okay. Either way, when you get in there, that's what you would do. You can also click the gear and always change any of this. So at the beginning, you can change the name, any of the information there. You can get a new class code, so you can disable it so no one else can join, or you can reset it and it just makes a new series of numbers and letters. I've only really had to do that if, for example, the numbers and letters kind of came out to be something that was mildly inappropriate, depending on your grade level. You can also copy it and paste it into a remind message or a class dojo or whatever the case may be. Here is in the class settings how you could set up whether on the stream, which think of it as like a message board, whether you want students to be able to post and comment. Post is like create a new post. Comment is just comment on an existing post. I usually start it with only the teacher can post or comment just for a day or so, then allow the students to be able to comment on posts that I, as a teacher, make. So they can still comment back and forth to each other, but it's only when I have a post. Now, you can at any moment turn that off completely and just make it so that you can, as a teacher, only post or comment. You can also mute particular students, and I'll show you where that is. But yeah, I wouldn't start it off with this students can post and comment, just because then it's kind of a free-for-all. You can change these. The classwork on the stream, what happens is anytime you post something to classwork, an assignment, a quiz, it will automatically show on the stream. If you want the stream to act only as like notifications for announcements, or then you can actually hide notifications for classwork on the stream. You would just need to make sure that your students know to go to the classwork page in order to find assignments. So that's kind of up to you. And again, I'll show you. My kid says hi. And then you can lock down a few more situations here. I'll show what the guardian summaries are. But guardian summaries are amazing. It allows for a parent or guardian to not be enrolled in the classroom as a student, but to be associated with the student in any of the classes that they are a part of. And then it will actually give them a weekly summary for any class, including like condensing the information where this is the missing work that was due on such and such a day from a couple different classes, what's due the next week, and then a condensed kind of summary of what happened that week in all of the classes. So that's really, really great. And it allows the parents to still be a part of it without them being actually enrolled in the class. Yeah. I haven't done much with the grading, but that is here. You can choose a grading system. You can bring it, it doesn't just automatically move into PowerSchool or Illuminate. There's some work behind it, but you can use this grading system if you want. And then the last newest feature is that Meet is now built within Google Classroom. So if this is not yet there, it might say like generate Meet link. You can do that and then copy and paste it into an announcement, or you can leave it visible to the students. And I'll show you where that is. All right, so let's get out of here. I'm going to click save. That was all, again, under settings. So the two biggest pages are the stream and then classwork. Classwork is where you can create an organization. So I'm just going to put like unit 1, and I'm going to make another topic that's like class resources and links. So each of these, I can then within this, I can move these around, I can drag and drop. But if I want to create a piece of material, whether that is a link, like I could add a link to a YouTube or a link to a Google Drive document, slides, sheets, whatever it is. But I can say that this is like, for example, the rubric, and I'm going to add something from Google Drive, and I'm literally just going to type in rubric and see what comes up. Great. That one. Add it. There's my rubric, and I'm going to make it so that it's for all students. I haven't made within small groups with this because there really aren't any students in this class. But say I also want to put it on these two classes. And I'm going to put it under the class resources and links and click post. So now this rubric is one of the pieces of material as it's posting, one of the pieces of material under the class resources and links. The other things that you can post within classwork are an assignment, a quiz assignment, which is actually a different way to make a Google form. If you're already familiar with Google Forms, there's more functionality if you go straight to the form itself and then post that link within Classroom. But if you're not at all familiar, this is an easy way to get started with Google Forms. A question is just a single question. It can be either multiple choice or a short answer. But when you do that, you can allow the students to respond to each other's and create like a little discussion. The material, again, is not something that you want then turned back into you. It would be something that is like a common resource that you would direct them to, whether that's a rubric or a syllabus or grading procedures or links that you use a lot, different websites that you use a lot, things like that. And then you can reuse a post from a different class or from this previous class. The topic, again, is just the organization of how you want to link them all here together so that they're under different topics. Again, all of these are linked to the Google Classroom folder, as well as when you create assignments that have due dates, they are linked on Google Calendar, which is why that shows up here. You can always change the assignments, or the assignment due date, so keep that in mind. And then on the stream is, I would suggest using it as more like a quick message board or discussion board or posting announcements. So my assignments might show up more on my classwork page, and I wouldn't have them show up on the stream page. Okay. So that is a very quick crash course in Google Classroom. Again, there are so many resources in here that you can find in the Teacher Center. How-to videos from our own Michael Hamilton or Eric Kurtz. Again, Eric, and then it's Curts. He has a ton of them because that was a very quick overview of Google Classroom and some of the different features that are out there. The newest being that you can have the Meet link already ready to go within there, within the classroom itself. Okay. All right. Thanks, and feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. You can always click here to request one of us to join over the next 2 days, or just email us, come to office hours, anything. All right, bye.